I'll clock the red hair. The red. Okay, it's not like Penelope's, but yeah, and I wore like this blue because she's now like in. I tried to do a little something for this video. I'm tired, so if you see me like not being as energized as I usually am, I'm so fucking tired. And I didn't even want to film this fucking video, but I was like, I feel like I will be happier if I film this video. So let's get right into the video because I know you don't care about me, what I look like and what I'm doing. You're just like, bitch, get to the fucking video. And that's what I'm going to do. So let's talk about the plot line of season 3, part 1. So basically, Colin and Penelope hatch up a plan on which will help her find a husband. He will teach her to be charming. This is very scandalous. During this period, Colin starts having feelings for Penelope, but Penelope has found a suitor in Mr. Debling or Lord Debling. I don't care. But he then that falls apart because Lord Debling or Mr. Debling finds out that Penelope actually has feelings for Colin and does not give up about Lord Debling. Guys, I don't know if this hair is looking a bit funny. Okay, let's get into the characters. So the couple. So I think they're kind of cute. But I won't lie and be like, I just think they're so cute. There were some moments where I was like, where's the chemistry? I'm supposed to be in the science lab, in the chemistry lab, but I'm actually on the football field. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? And sometimes it just felt a little bit forced. And now, when I'm looking back at it, if you can hear the fucking dogs barking, because they always fucking bark. So what are you barking at? What is it called? Now looking back, when I heard what other people's opinions, I was like, yeah, I feel like there were so many subplots that took away from the main couple. That's why the main couple felt rushed. We didn't really see them in the show interacting. And yeah, I totally believe that. I feel like they did not interact a lot. So a lot of the stuff that sometimes came up was just like, where's this coming from? So basically, this unrequited love story, I have to just be honest, I don't like that type of story from the jump. This is not the type of story that I like. I don't like this trope, and I feel like that's why I low-key like didn't care for the story. It's not like I didn't like it. I just didn't care for the story, which is completely different from not liking. Because if I don't like something, you guys know, if I don't like something, I'm going to go off. And it's just like, I don't really care. And I really don't like unrequited love. I don't think it's like a trope for me. Personally, I always just find it like unconvincing when the person who doesn't like the person back, like the Colin in the situation, like starts liking the main character. And I know people will come and say, oh my gosh, you can't say that their love story is not developed. Their love story has been developing for 2 seasons. Girl, when in those 2 seasons made you think that Colin liked her back? Basically, those 2 seasons were just Penelope foaming at the mouth for Colin, but we didn't see him ever, like, even for 2 seconds, find her appealing or interesting. Like, he found her interesting as a friend. And there was even a part of the story, I think it was like season 2, where she's like, oh, so like you're swearing off women, what about me? And he was like, but you're a pen. Oh, that cracked my neck. So you expect me to believe that this love story has been brewing for 2 seasons? Can you just accept that that my opinion is valid in saying that it was rushed? Okay, it was rushed. And I'm gonna put in like my vlogging clips of like right after I watched the show. There are some things that I liked in some scenes where I was like, okay, I'm standing. I liked when the dream scene, when Colin is dreaming, and first like where he was seeing like the kiss that they had, which I want to get into, the kiss that they had, and then somebody's dreaming about that kiss. And I thought it was Penelope, so I was like, Penelope, can you fucking stand up? But it was actually Colin, so I was like, oh, I like this. So like the scene where she's eating like a cupcake or something, and he's like foaming at the mouth. He's like, oh my gosh, she's so like, the sexual tension was really good there, and I liked that scene. Now let's get into the characters and what I thought about them. Okay, so my first point is that my first character that I'm going to be diving into is Colin, the male lead of the season. You might come for me, but the first thing I want to fucking say is that what was this haircut? What was this haircut? What was this haircut? Why did they put him in this haircut? And I know you're gonna be like, but that's the whole point. So the whole point of the show is that he's having an ugly ass haircut?
I mean, let me ask the audience.
The pollen stands, like, we're not even hating. I'm not even hating. They will just try to defend the show with their whole body, but it's like, sometimes, like, this is ridiculous. This hairstyle is ugly. And it's not even just a personal opinion. Like, everybody was saying that hairstyle was fucking ugly. Tell me why his hair was this tall sometimes. Like, I would literally put in the screenshots. I was like, Colin, what's going on, love? Why is your hair literally a triple decker pizza? Like, stop. That's not it. And also, I know this was like the point. It's the point of the show, where he's like, he comes back from like Greece or wherever he's been, like France, I think, and then he's like now like this suave hot guy that everybody wants, and everybody wants, and everybody is just like, oh my gosh, the most eligible battler is Colin.
I cannot begin to share my travel adventures with you. If I did, you would swoon. And we cannot have that. How is it possible that your dance cards for the season are not yet full of suitors? You are flowers in bloom, each one of you. My stories from abroad are not suitable for such tender young ladies. Were I to tell you even the tiniest adventure, well, I would be forced to marry you. Such an array of beautiful ladies. Men will be fighting over you. I cannot compete.
I couldn't help laughing. I'm sorry. Every time he was like, girl, I couldn't help laughing at my fucking screen. I'm sorry. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, you're being so mean. And then you're gonna be like, but that's the whole point. He was not being his true self. He was putting on a character, so the character was cringe. The character was cringe. Like, you want us just to say that we thought the character that he was playing was cringe as hell, and you're like, that's the point. But I still have the opinion that was cringe as hell to watch. And I couldn't, like, those scenes where you would have like the escorts come in and he's like having like a three-party sexual activity. And I was just watching that and I was like, what's up? I was like, you're not Anthony. And I don't even like Anthony. So before you even come and say, oh my gosh, he's talking about Anthony. He's not Anthony. Anthony was the brother who was always sleeping with women, who, even Benedict had that characteristic where if Benedict had like a scene like that, it was like kind of random. But you wouldn't even be like, okay, this is like out of his character, because he used to be at those fucking parties in season 1 with Madame Delacroix. So it would kind of make sense. But for Colin's character, I know you're gonna be like, but he's just like he's trying to find himself. But like, were those scenes even necessary? Like, I feel like they were pushing it a little bit. So as I was talking about the hairstyle and his like makeover, why didn't they just give him a regular fucking haircut? Why didn't they just give him a regular ass haircut? Like, I don't want to compare. Actually, let me compare. Season 1, Simon had a regular ass haircut. Season 2, Anthony changed his ugly ass haircut from season 1. He went to a regular ass haircut that fit his face. And then Colin went to this ugly ass haircut. I was just like, y'all should have just kept him in like a boy bandy ass haircut, but y'all could have just shifted it around. You didn't have to give him like that was so ugly. I'm sorry, that hairstyle is so ugly. And if they don't change it in the second half, then we can't all come here and say, oh my gosh, he's just different. That's the whole point. So the costume directors put him in this ugly ass haircut for part 1 and part 2. And that's the point. Get on my fucking face. And because his appearance was like, and his flirting was like, I don't get why the ladies were into him. I'm sorry. Like, I just don't get why the women were just like swooning at him. I'm sorry. I don't get it. And then I saw this tweet that said, Mr. Bridgerton, all the girls were swooning for him, but this is a man, or they were talking about Penelope swooning on this man, but this man has he doesn't have any inheritance, he doesn't have any land, he has no title. And then Penelope's like chasing after him and know it's true love, but all these ladies are chasing after him. I'm like, that's not, go chase after like a baron, a duke, a viscount, like all these people, and you're chasing after a guy who has no inheritance. I just found that tweet funny because I was like, yeah, actually. So there's a part in the show when he was training her on how to find a spouse, how to find a suitor. And then this goes viral. So it goes viral. Lady Whistledown writes about it and it becomes gossip, and then it's like scandalous. And then it ruins Penelope's prospects. And then he's like, oh yeah, after he has that spicy ass dream. So he's now like kind of checking for her. And then she's like, oh, we should stop our lessons. And he's like, oh, I guess so. Because he wants to like continue them because he wants to spend more time with her.
Just so I'm clear, what is your reasoning? Exactly, is it because of what happened between us?
No, but I assure you nothing of the kind will ever happen again.
Of course. And I apologise.
I apologise for asking.
I do not apologise.
You apologise?
Yes, but yes. The lessons. You said they cannot continue.
They cannot. Whistledown has written about us. I have embarrassed myself and my family, and if we were to continue, I would embarrass yours as well.
Yes, that is very sensible.
In fact, it may be best if we keep our distance for now.
Oh, of course.
I must become serious about my prospects.
Prospects are important.
Prospects which have gone from very little to even less, but I must do my best.
Yes, you must. Well, I will go and leave you to it.
I will go.
Penelope, I hope... Well, I wish very much for your happiness.
Thank you.
But then she finds a suitor in Mr. Debling at like one ball, and then at a ball, and Colin is like, oh, he's kind of now worried. He's like, what if Penelope actually marries this man? And I kind of found that interesting. I kind of found that cute. I was like, yeah. But at some point, it got a little bit old. But anyway, let's move on to a very interesting character. I haven't decided in my brain if I like her, I don't like her, or if I don't really know this character. And I'm not understanding her motivations and her actions. Let's talk about Penelope. So basically, I feel like she's a nice, quiet girl who has she's very ambitious and she's very smart and she's a businesswoman. But when she writes in Lady Whistledown, like, she writes about everybody. Like, what I respect about Lady Whistledown is that Lady Whistledown writes about anybody. She even wrote about herself. So And then also there's this scene when Colin is talking about Lady Whistledown, and then she's like, yeah, I would have been suspicious if Lady Whistledown didn't write about it. And he didn't clock that. I would have clocked that. Like, why would it be suspicious that she wouldn't write about you? Clock it. But Colin seems to be in his own world. She writes about everybody in Lady Whistledown. But like the Colin thing of saying Colin is a phony, he's the fake, which was true. He's faking this personality. I found like that's very vindictive because of how she felt about him. It was not like she was writing it to like expose him or like just writing her Lady Whistledown things. It was like vindictive. And I'm like, yeah, that's a really interesting character, because sometimes if you were like a Gossip Girl page or whatever, and somebody, if a guy was like, like a guy did you wrong and you had a chance to write about him, I know we would be writing, but it just makes her seem very vindictive and kind of unlikable. And I know you're gonna be like, but I don't hate her and I don't like her, you know. I feel like she honestly deserves better than Colin, but yeah, I feel like she was carrying season 3 part 1 on her back. So yeah, Nicola, I love you, you're funny, and I'm planning to watch Dairy Girls. And the thing that I also didn't like is that she forgave him a little bit too early in the season. Like, we go from the scene where she's like, fuck you, bitch, and then the next day he comes to her and he's like, I'm sorry, Pen, for what I said. And then he was like, I'll help you find a suitor. Out of nowhere. It's like, where did this dude learn that he was wrong? Where did this actually reflect on his actions? He just like, it's like we skipped over like the part of where he actually earns her forgiveness. And I'm just like, it's because we're having 75 subplots, but we'll get to that. I was like, she clocked her own tea and wrote about it in Lady Whistledown. When she wrote about herself in Lady Whistledown, I was like, I respect you. I respect your grind. I respect you, Penelope Featherington. Let's talk about the love story and basically my opinions on like their story. So I already said that this type of trope I don't like, and the way it was done, I also don't like how they went about doing it. So it was like, for me, I was not going in, or I'm not the audience for Bridgerton. I'm not a hardcore Bridgerton stan. I have never read the books and I will never read the books. I actually watched a video of a girl break down the books of the book based on Pauline, and I kind of knew what scenes were coming, so yeah, it was kind of like, meh, I didn't really care. I really liked that, as I said in my last video on my thoughts about season 3 and what I want to see in season 3. I like that she gave Lord Devling an actual chance. Like, she was giving him a chance. She wanted to marry him, not because of love and anything, but she just wanted a suitor. And I really like that she really was not checking for Colin anymore. Well, she was, but she wasn't. She was actually very much trying to win, which I respect. Which I really respect. And that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see that she's actually giving the other guy a shot, because in most of these stories there'll be this second guy, and the girl they'll be like, oh my god, she's a love triangle, but she doesn't give the other guy a chance. They're like, this is not a love triangle. But anyway, so I really like that she gave him a chance. Yeah, so the chemistry to me is like, sometimes it was like, ooh, and other times it was like, so like the scene where she's like, can you please kiss me? I could die tonight and I would never have a kiss. Can you please kiss me? I was like, girl, stand up!
Y'all be weak in the knees. Stand up! Stand up!
Stand up! Stand up! Girl, you will not die today. You will wake up and live. Like, girl, I was like, girl, what is going on? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You're an independent woman who runs a business, who probably has a lot of money, and you're here saying a man should kiss you, asking a man to kiss you, when this man had no intention. Like, at this point, he did not like her. And she was like, can you please kiss me? I could die tonight. And I've never experienced it. I would never have my first kiss. Girl, that's ghetto. Throwing tomatoes, boo. And then they kissed. I was just like, this is like, it's not like, oh, like what I wanted. Like, you know, when the first kiss scene happens, you're like, oh, it's supposed to be like that. And then it was just like, okay, I guess. You know? Okay, I want to talk about the carrot scene. So I know people might come for me for this, but I feel like the carrot scene was really forced. Like I was like, the whole time watching it, I know you're gonna be like, one day I hate that. Like, it sounds like you hate the show. No, I don't hate the season. And I don't hate the characters. It's just like, this is my opinion. Like, I can't change. I have no biases against anybody in Bridgerton. Like, I just watch the story and I just watch the story as I go. I have no characters that except Benedict. But we'll get to Benedict. Actually, Benedict has fallen off my I like him list. I only just like hate, and then everybody else is there. I don't have any bias against anybody, so don't come here and say, oh, I've never had a bias. I don't even care for this show. I'm not like a big fan of the show. I just tune in when it comes out because I have nothing fucking better to do, and I've talked about season 2 and I've watched season 2 like 5 times. So I was like, might as well just invest in the show. I like the whole Whistledown dilemma of like how Colin hates. First of all, let's talk about why Colin hates Lady Whistledown. He hates Lady Whistledown because Lady Whistledown called him a fucking phony. And he was being phony, was being fake. And then when she called him that, he was like, I will hunt her down for saying that. I was like, bro, chill. But I really like how there's this dilemma of like, he loves Penelope, but he hates Lady Whistledown, and she's Lady Whistledown, but he doesn't know that. Spicy. That's the only thing I'm looking for. Oh, that's the only thing I'm looking forward to in the part 2. And I'm looking for more Canthony scenes. So I'm gonna talk about the rest of the characters because it's an ensemble cast, and so yeah, let's talk about the rest of the characters and what I felt about this season. Other storylines in season 2. Season 3. So let's talk about one couple I really like and actually got me into the show. Y'all already know, Cantony. I really like their 2 scenes that they had. They had 2 scenes together, and I was still filming at that.
Wow. You're trying to get me in trouble.
I'm scared to answer. They've all got such good fan bases. My most favourite is Johnny and Simone. I can't remember the names. Anthony and Kate. Good. I'm in the show, am I? Am I in the show? I don't know. Second one would be, I'm so sorry. This is really quite bad for this premiere, but it's Daphne and Reggae. Again, what are then it? Daphne and Simon. And then it's this one, Colin and Penelope. I'm going to say, do you know what? Canthony, I'm rooting for Colin, but Canthony right now, they were gorgeous together.
Oh, it's hard to choose. I did like Canthony. Like, I used to really like watching them do their dancing ball scenes. Not that I didn't enjoy the others either, but I did like them. So then maybe then Colin, and maybe then Simon and Daphne. It's so difficult. It's a difficult question because they all do it well. So
my favourite is Kate and Anthony personally. I just think it's just such a great relationship between them on screen, but also in real life as well. Like, Simone and Johnny are just such good friends in real life, so you can really tell and see that on screen. But yeah, I just love them too so much.
And the other 2 were...
They're amazing. See, I knew you were going to get me in trouble. Wow.
I remember when I was watching episode 1, there was sometimes when I'm like, but I was like, whenever they showed up on screen, like, they revived my body. And I'm not saying season 3 was boring. I feel like episode 1 was a fucking snorefest, but episode 2, 3, 4, they were good. Like, they were like having me on the edge of my seat. Except like I kind of skipped the last few minutes of episode 4 because I was like, I'm kind of sick and tired of this, and I want this thing to end. So yeah, let's move on to the character I feel like I've turned on this season. That is just like, At this point, I don't give a fuck what you do. It's really sad because this character was one of my favorites, and that's Benedict. I feel like me and the writers have a big beef over Benedict. Because why do you keep on giving him the same fucking storyline ever since season 1? What do we know about this man? What do we know about this man? What does this man do? What are his ambitions? What does he feel? Girl, you could tell me that Benedict is Nicki Minaj in disguise. I'll be like, yeah, I buy that. Because I don't know anybody. I don't know him. Who is he?
Say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
He's nobody. Like, to me, he always has the same fucking storylines. And here's this clip when I was watching it and I was like, where's Benedict? So I'm watching this. I look like a monster. I'm watching this. It's episode 3. The beginning of episode 3 where it's like a dream of Colin and Penelope because they just kissed. And then it's like a spicy scene. But it's not spicy. They're just making out. And then it's a dream. And then I'm thinking that, oh, this is Penelope's dream. And it's good! Yo, I'm not really caring about the show. No shade. Where's Benedict? One. My thoughts are positive. They're not negative and indifferent. It's either I'm indifferent or positive. Oh, negative on the hundreds. And where's Benedict? Basically. But anyway. Everything else I'm like, we'll see. And as soon as he came on screen, I was like, oh, Benedict is here. And it was at that stupid carnival where they had like the air balloon. Let's sidetrack. That fucking air balloon, people were saying that Penelope had 45 minutes to just fucking move a centimeter to 5 centimeters to the left, and that thing would have just passed it. So the drama of everybody like being pull was like so unnecessary, and I was like, y'all are just being so extra. But anyway, Benedict at that fucking thing, and then he goes into that thing where they're talking about the air balloon, the science behind an air balloon, and then there's that woman standing there, and then she's like, oh, because I'm a woman. I was like, this is gonna be his love interest. Cancel the whole fucking show. And to me, Benedict was low-key queer baited. I'm saying this is not my place to say. The queer community can say this, because this is not my place as a straight woman to say. But I feel like he was queer baited, and that's just my opinion in like season 1. And yeah, but his book is based off like Sophie and all that. I just know her storyline is gonna be Sophie. Anyway, Benedict, fuck you at this point. Not fuck you. Fuck the writers. Why did they keep on giving him the same fucking storylines? And it's like, I know why. Because they keep on giving fucking storylines to the Mondridges. We're gonna get to that. Eloise. Anyway, I forgot to comment on this friendship. I don't care to see their friendship on screen if they don't date. If they don't date, then at this point I hate the writers. I feel like Eloise and Cressida, they should blossom into like a relationship. But I don't know. I feel like then you're wasting screen time at this point. Because I don't know what it is, but Eloise does not like men. But that's none of my business. That really is none of my business. But that's just how I feel. So I really like that Eloise was embracing, like, even though her and Penelope fell out, you could tell like she has this love for Penelope. And that thing with like friendship breakups, I feel like they're worse than like romantic breakups. I feel like a friendship breakup is like, dude, like this is so hard, because I feel like a friend is like something that's like truly, could be someone who you feel like, this is my twin sister, this is my family. And I feel like that's how she felt about Penelope, and it was kind of sad when I saw them like not together anymore. But Penelope did out her and did like ruin her life, so I wouldn't forgive her too. But I really like that she's embracing a more feminine side that she used to look down upon, but now she's actually like getting to know that side and why women are interested in that. And she's like kind of like, you know, being her sarcastic, rebellious self and still sticking to her morals of like, I don't care about finding a man, I'm still gonna do me, I'm still gonna be sarcastic, and I'm still gonna make jokes that low-key criticize society, but I'm embracing this culture and I'm surrounding myself with other women. I feel like this chance that took her away from Penelope really made her like discover the society, like to be more engrossed in society as like a woman. And I like that. I'm not saying every woman should be feminine, because she's not really feminine. Like her personality is not like, I want to go find a guy, and I really like that. But I feel like she used to look down. I used to like not like when she would like kind of look down on them. So I was like every time she did that, I was like, you left a bad taste in my mouth. Why did I sound British? You left a bad taste in my mouth. But I actually respect her now, and I feel like she's one of my favorite characters this season. I feel like she really, every time she was on screen, I realized that I was more engrossed in the story. So let's go to Francesca. Francesca is gorgeous, and I see everybody's talking about her. Yeah, when I saw her, I was like, oof, everybody's gonna be talking about her looks. I just already knew when I saw her in the trailer. I was like, this lady is gorgeous. I thought she was gonna be like a Daphne substitute. So I was like, oh, I fucking hated Daphne. So I was like, oh, hell no. But she's actually just like this quiet girl who likes her own stuff. She feels very moderate about marriage. It's not like she really wants marriage, but she also is not like Eloise, where she despises the idea of getting married. She's just like, she just wants to focus on herself. She likes what she wants to do. And I really like how she's like into music, even though that's the only personality trait they've gave her. And that was so shady. But I really like that about her, and that she was passionate about something that didn't surround a man. Two, like her love interest, I don't know what his name is, because honestly, I don't even care to even search that up. I like how that scene where they're just sitting there in silence, and I feel like the person who you can sit in silence with and feel totally comfortable with is like amazing, because it's like you don't even feel the pressure to always be talking, and sometimes honestly you don't want to talk sometimes. And I'm a yapper, but I'm also an introvert. So at some points I'm like, even though I'm a yapper, I'm sometimes like, I don't want to speak. And to be with a person who also like silence, I found that to be very cute. And I honestly found her, that scene when she's like walking in town and she sees him and she's like, hi. And then he was like, what do you think about like the music? And she's like, this person is not playing the music accordingly. And then he like just storms off. But I don't think he storms off. I think he's like going to go prepare a solo for her or something. I feel like that would be really cute, and I really do like them together. And I want to see more of Francesca, actually, because Francesca is like not a Daphne, and I when I saw her I was like, oh, it's giving Daphne. But I actually really like her character. The Featheringtons, I love them. You can say that they're taking up screen time, you can say all that, but they're the funniest people in the cast. They're the ones keeping comedy alive. And the Bridgertons, like some of the Bridgerton siblings, but they're so fucking funny. They're so funny. Like, I love Portia. There's a scene where a guy is like, let me teach you about the science of this spinning globe, and she's like, no.
Lady Featherington, may I present what Sir Humphrey Davy calls a lamp?
No.
It's just or like the two trying to get pregnant because the inheritance scheme and all that, and then they're talking in like a hallway. She's like talking about sex with them, and then she was like, okay, so when your husband inserts his thing, and then I think one of the, I don't know who their names are, one of the siblings is like, inserts what?
I may be with child already. A mastiff too.
Your arrogance does not count as two people. That is enough.
Best scene in season 3.
Why do you not stand with your husbands, whom I took pains to secure for you? You could be setting the mood for later.
Albie and I lay together before we arrived.
I'll just lower your voice. Not here. what about you? Did you two... We began. I simply... I do not enjoy it. A woman's pleasure
Prudence and Philippa.
is somewhat more
Subtle than a
You
man.
see, when he inserts himself...
Inserts himself? Inserts himself where?
Oh, God.
What on earth do you and Mr. Finch do?
We kiss, and then he makes an odd sound, and then he goes to change his breeches.
Oh, my gosh.
Breeches remain on.
Of course.
Why must I be punished over?
And then they were like, he inserts it there. I was like, where? So all this time she was saying when she was doing activities with him, she was not like penetrating. There was no penetrating. So she was like not even getting, she was no way, there was no way she was gonna get pregnant. That scene was so funny. They're carrying the show in their fucking backs with comedy, and I love them. I absolutely adore them. I love them so much. I love them. You can never make me hate them, and they're so funny. And I want to see them in every single season because I just love them. Like, they can't go away. They can't. I don't like how they're mean to Penelope, of course. They treat Penelope like absolute, like, scum at the bottom of their shoes. But aren't they not funny? I feel like when a character is funny and they're evil, I kind of like overlook their evilness a little bit because like they make me laugh. So yeah. Let's get to the Mondridges. Why are they fucking in the show? And they're taking up so much screen time that could be going to Pauline or going to Benedict, who the next season's gonna be about. And they're taking up screen time. And I heard someone say like, no, the Mondridges, like, I think they wanted to have like a black family in the show or another type of like diversity family in the show. No, I'm a black person. I say, kick those motherfuckers out in the next season. We don't want to see them. You can just make the love interests different races. You can just, like, I don't understand why we have to have this couple in the fucking show. Their storyline is also fucking boring. So it's like, at least if you're gonna be useless being here, why don't you have an interesting ass storyline? Your storyline is boring and you're wasting my fucking time. 2, why are the Mondrids there? Girl, we do not need them. Anyway, yeah, the Mondrids just need to go. Y'all need to go. Y'all need to leave. First of all, I don't even know why they were in season 2. Like, when I saw them, when I was watching them in season 2, I was like, why are you guys here? Just make, like, Benedict's love... Oh, let's talk about this thing that I saw, this TikTok that I saw on where, like, which, like, the new, like, talking about who Benedict's, love interest is gonna be and George's love interest is gonna be, and they were basically just white girls, and then people are like, Shonda Rhimes and her interracial relationship obsession, you think you're gonna get. And I feel like that's like the whole point of the show, is that diversity. So I feel like their love interests should be different races, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I feel like if Benedict's love interest, I don't know. I feel like y'all spice it up. I feel like we see so many, don't come for me, we see so many like white couples on screen, and I'm just like, why not? That's the whole point of Bridgerton. And I feel like there was this whole thing going around that this certain actress was supposed to be like Benedict's love interest, and people were mad. The girlies were mad. They're like, she's not Sophie. And I feel like she was a dark-skinned black woman, and I was just like, I don't know, I hope she's the one. But I was like, I don't even know about making her the one, because I don't want the actress to get so much hate, racism, and all that. Like, look at Simone Ashley. A lot of people just hate Cantony for no reason, and I feel like it's because Simone Ashley is the love interest. Honestly, I feel like there's a bit of racism in that, but we're not gonna talk about that. I don't have anything else to talk about. I feel like this video is really short, but there are so many clips that I'm supposed to be putting in, so actually it'll be long. Somebody's reversing a car outside, so you can hear that. Benedict, you're off my fucking I like you list. You're getting on my fucking nerves. And can you change your fucking haircut? 2, oh my gosh, Colin's hairstyle is so fucking ugly. 3, stand Penelope, but you girl, stand up. I'm put that meme. Eloise, I love her. I love Francesca. Of course, Kate is my number 1. And yeah, I forgot to talk about this storyline that they're trying to introduce. Lady Danbury's brother and Violet Bridgerton. She's no longer a Viscountess. I was like, can y'all stop with these 150 storylines and give the main couple a storyline? Yo! I was like, y'all need to stop with your 150 storylines that can be introduced in the next season. Introduce this in the next season. This is why Pauline feels like undercooked, in my opinion. It feels like, it's like when you take a frozen pizza out of the oven and then you touch it and it kind of still feels cold in the middle, or you're microwaving something and the bowl is hot but the food inside is actually like kind of cold or lukewarm. You need to put it back. That's how it feels because you have 7,000 storylines we don't even want to see. Did we ask for this? Who asked for this? I'm not saying an actor should be out of a job, but maybe they should. I'm joking. Also, I saw people talking about Ray J. Jean and how he quit Bridgerton, he missed his bag, and then some black people were saying that I don't know what's the obsession, or like some people, like I don't know, but the people I saw were like black women, because I only see like see a lot of black women on my TikTok because I'm a black woman. What is it called? They were talking about, why are you guys so obsessed with Ray J. Jean? Why are you always saying that he's unsuccessful? And I feel like it's racist. I'm the first person to be like, this is racist. I'm the first person. I'll be there on the front line saying this is racist, that's racist. But I feel like y'all pushing it a little bit. I feel like people are just mad that he left the show when he really didn't need to leave the show, and 2, that really hindered Daphne's storyline, and maybe the actress would still be in the show if he disappeared. And then you're like, why can't they just recast him? I don't know, maybe they will, but I feel like why Ray J. Jean, it was like kind of like, in my opinion, why I think fans are kind of mad, like the really deep fans are really kind of mad, is because they maybe, in my opinion, might feel that he just used Bridgerton as a springboard, and now he was like, I'm too good for this and I'm going to go be a big movie star. And then that's how they kind of feel. And I feel like that's their opinion. I don't think it's coming from a racial standpoint. I feel like I've seen this a lot. It's just because I have watched a lot of shows that actors leave and people drag the fuck out of that actor. So in like even white communities, even white shows, so I just don't even feel like, I feel like y'all have not been in a fan base. Y'all have not been in a fan base where they just either recast an actor or an actor dies or the actor leaves the show. Y'all have not been in it, because if you were in some of these toxic ass fandoms, you would have seen how people were fucking mad, and they would always drag these people. They would be like, oh my gosh, dude left the show but now he's unsuccessful. Oh my gosh, she left her, so what did she do? It's just part of like fan culture, and I feel like y'all not gonna get it. I feel like the older people are not gonna get, like, because most of the people we're talking about this were like millennials, so I feel like they don't get that fan culture, and I feel like maybe a lot of fans are kind of mad because he hindered Daphne's storyline, and that's true. I feel like he really kind of hindered her storyline, and now she like low-key can't be a part of the real Bridgerton story because he needs to be there for her to be in the story. And people are like saying, oh my gosh, recast him with Alfred Enoch, recast him with Alfred. If they do that, I will personally send $1,000 to the Netflix headquarters. That's nothing, but that's a lot to me. I will personally send 7,000 letters because Alfred Enoch is one of my crushes, and he was so hot in season 3 of How to Get Away with Murder, and then he got killed off. So yeah, so yeah, I guess this is it. I have nothing more to say about the season. Bye.